Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Chupacabra's Lair. I'm your host, Larry the Chupacabra, and today we're checking out a game from the low-res jam called Reclaim Earth by Ansity Games. And this is a game where, sometime in the future, the aliens took over Earth and wiped out 90% of the population, and eventually the last 10% got their hands on just enough sweet guns, or enough aliens took off into outer space. So now we're gonna have one of those good old-fashioned rebellions. We're gonna come up out of the caves, get off of our few remaining lazy boy chairs that we saved from the apocalypse, and murder everybody. And that's about all that we know right now. So we start off with just a standard old pistol in this very low-res background next to a flaming porta-potty. And we've got to shoot these monsters that kind of look like some of the demons out of Doom. And that is the whole bread and butter of the game. And I did discover that hiding in and amongst the elements here is a final sort of boss battle, or sort of like a swarm rush type fight, where you just kill a whole bunch of things, and then that is the end of the game. Now, I don't expect like a crazy load of stuff from the game right now, although I will equip my gear and my new assault rifle. But I can say that there is a lot of stuff to murder, and there is a lot of low-res sort of pixelation going on, and we're gonna go kill us a whole bunch of demons. Is this what we spawn out of? Is this just a flaming outhouse? Did we just take the world's worst shit and then we had to fight the demons afterwards? Because that kind of seems like what's going on here. But like I was saying, I don't expect a crazy load from this game, just content-wise, because it was made initially for a game jam, and the crew over at Ansity Games is planning to refine it into a full release, from what I understand. Now, the one thing I can definitely say right off the bat is you gotta be exceedingly careful with how you handle this style of graphics, because from what I can see, and I've seen games do a similar type of filter to this before in other game jams, I think actually previous low-res game jams, in fact, that this type of layout where you've got just a bunch of pixelation of properly rendered polygonal environments, it gets old really fast. Like, if I played this game for a good hour, this would give me a headache. In fact, I played this before to play through the whole of this level, and it does sort of slowly start to give me a bit of a headache. And that's not good. The other thing is, it took me a while the first time around to actually figure out where I needed to go, because trying to order and figure out where you are in this environment when you can barely make out objects in the distance is... I couldn't figure out where I had to go. I just wandered around until eventually I found like a murder door, and the murder door had bacon in it, and that was all I had to work from. So there's a pyramid here, and I think if there's one thing I could say, this game is just an even lower res version of a game sort of like Serious Sam, where you're just kind of roving around killing the demons, although admittedly there is actually a reason to kill them in this game, as opposed to just, I'm Serious Sam and I'm gonna kill the hell out of things because they're slowly wiping out humanity in the future, and I'd really prefer it if they didn't do that. But aside from that, you know, what you really need for a game like this is you really need a solid set of unique feeling guns. You really need some unique feeling graphics. I'm gonna sprint around this critter real fast because I know there's ammo back here and some health. Is you need like some unique monsters and some unique environments and a unique story, and you're gonna have to settle on something to do about the graphics to refine them a bit, because that's the thing that is annoying me the most. Also, these demons. There is definitely nothing wrong with going with a 2.5D shooter, though those are always solid contenders out in the wilds of the Gameaverse. You could go with something that is perhaps a little higher res from whatever this filter is. Maybe you create a custom low poly, low res filter that makes things more interesting. But right now, I'm just not so sold on the graphical uniqueness of just this thing that looks like a basic low poly filter. It's just not doing anything for me. The guns are also pretty basic. They don't necessarily feel especially sci-fi futuristic. They certainly shoot lasers and make flying space bugs very dead. So I'd be interested to see what kind of story you end up going with for this, and what you're gonna do with this gearing system to provide us with a solution to newer and more unique guns. But you might just go with a very standard and straightforward system where you just have 1 through 6 as your guns, or you can swap out guns that fall on the ground from alien warriors. But I'd be really curious how you'd handle gunplay in this, besides me shooting things. Whereas, if something was shooting at me right now, I wouldn't know, because there would just be a glowing pixel in the distance, and suddenly the pixel would hit me, and I would be confused. So, there's that, really. Alright, where is the area that I crave? It's somewhere over here. And it feels, again, I can't really orient myself because everything's so low poly, but it feels like I've just looped around back to the starting area. I know this is a new area, but I can't really tell. And maybe the solution to that isn't changing the graphics. Maybe it's more giving you like a mini map, which you'd have to be careful with, like a heads-up display being too low poly, because that would be really annoying and wouldn't be all that helpful at the end of the day. So I'm gonna shoot you. Where are you? Where are you, critters? Get back here where I can touch your butts. I'm Larry, hero of, I don't know, the future? Oh wait, that's back towards the pyramid. As you can see, very hard to orient yourself in this game. Can be really confusing and a bit of a headache. Literally. But sometimes there's a single red pixel in the distance. Single red pixel is your friend. That is literally all you often have to go off of. And good luck finding ammo if you don't see like a red pixel indicating a health pack either. And that's something else. You could have a whole bunch of like unique drops in these games. Like, you could have temporary weapons that are only particular to one environment, where you pick up a giant hell gun. I mean, the most recent game I've played along these lines has been Doom, but that's a pretty good stepping stone, because those were some of the original successful 2.5D shooters from which this has a lot of correlation, and it feels very similar. Although we're not 2.5D, it just kind of feels like the enemies are just probably actually are flat sprites. I can't verify one way or the other. So this is the end of the line. I'm gonna make sure we stock up on an exorbitant amount of as much health as I can cram inside my body, along with as much ammo as we can carry, which admittedly isn't a lot, but it will have to do. And then we'll go inside the murder door. Everyone loves the murder door. Murder door, murder door. Well, the monsters don't path very good, but the murder door is our friend. Probably. Maybe. I'm also having a lot of trouble figuring out where the hitboxes are, because stuff just kind of walks where I'd think would be an arm's distance away, and then suddenly I'm missing, like, organs, and some of the meat in my body is just gone. It's a mystery to everyone. At least the ammo respawns, though, because I'll have lots of that stuff when I need it. And I'm just gonna be a cheese ball and just shoot stuff from up here because I can! Everybody loves it when you cheese out a game. I mean, that's something I think everyone has done at some point in their video gaming career. They've found a bug or an exploit on some boss and then used that to their advantage. There are a lot of those, what are these, flies? They're kind of like murdery dragonflies with opinions. You gonna die? Okay, there we go. Perfect. Alright, you're next. You too. Do they hop? I mean, they're slightly animated. They might be hopping after me. I can't really tell. Oh, you're like standing on your friend, it looks like. Alright, that's fine. We'll just shoot you from here. You'd also probably obviously need like a proper boss, but this is fine. Again, it's a game jam game. I'm not expecting this to be completely done at the outset. Also, slower end credits because I can't read any of your names that fast. But yes, this is Reclaim Earth by Ansity Games. I'll be interested to see how you guys move forward with this game as you try to flesh it out into the future. Maybe the solution to the graphics is simply like a toggle that changes how pixely it is, or it's a certain amount of pixely for each DPI of monitor. I don't know. It still kind of gives me a headache. So, very nice job besides that. The gunplay is solid. The monsters really want to eat me. I guess I'm boysenberry flavor. And that's it for this one, ladies and gentlemen. I will link you guys in the video description if you want to check this game out for yourselves. It's got a demo for Windows, Mac, and Linux. And I will catch you guys and gals next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and toodaloo, everybody.